You're boring. Being with you is like dating a couch. That's what my girlfriend told me on our anniversary, right after laughing at the gift I got her, because apparently it wasn't diamonds like her friends. So I just stood up, said, "Enjoy the next guy," and walked out. She probably expected me to beg. Instead, everyone ended up seeing her total meltdown. Hey, my ex treated life like it was some kind of competition. Cars, vacations, jewelry, the whole deal. Me? I stayed calm, carved out my own path, and walked away. But she wasn't happy about how it all ended. Before we get there, I should start from the beginning. I'm Alex. I met Mia 3 years ago at a friend's game night. She strutted in like she owned the place, dressed like she was on her way to a photo shoot instead of a living room with terrible lighting and cheap chips. She laughed loudly, told stories that always somehow circled back to her, and people hung on every word. At first, I won't lie, she was fun. She had this energy that made ordinary stuff feel bigger. Even grocery shopping felt like a comedy sketch. She poked fun at my old car, but it came off more like a joke than an insult, so I let it slide. She craved attention, but I thought it was just confidence. The first few months were good. We did movie nights, late-night drives, even a hiking trip where she took more selfies than actual steps. I didn't mind. She called me steady, like it was a compliment. I figured she liked that I wasn't loud or trying to steal the spotlight. Then came the first red flag. Emma's cookout. Emma is a mutual friend. Hot day, burgers sizzling on the grill, a couple of guys talking about cars. Luke had just gotten a promotion and showed up in a new SUV. Mia stared at it like it had magic powers. "Must be nice," she said loud enough for me to hear. "Imagine having a car like that." I laughed. "Mine has AC. I'm good." She smirked. "Yeah, but his has seat coolers." Seat coolers? Like that was life-changing tech. Later, while we were playing cards inside, Luke bragged about his big client deal. Mia leaned in like he was spilling state secrets. On the drive home, she casually asked if my company promoted people often. I said, "Yeah, when it makes sense." She just hummed, like she didn't believe me. That was the first time I noticed it, the measuring stick coming out. It didn't stop. The next weekend, she wanted shelves installed on the balcony for her plants. I spent Friday measuring, drilling, making sure everything was perfectly level. She came home, glanced at them for 2 seconds, muttered a thanks, then immediately compared it to Lily and Ethan, who were getting their place professionally decorated. "Magazine ready," she said, scrolling through photos on her phone. I had dirt all over my hands from repotting her succulents. "Magazine ready, huh?" I just nodded and went to wash up. After that, it became background noise, promotions other guys got, trips they took, dinners they posted online. Never a direct insult, just subtle digs wrapped in casual conversation. At one friend's birthday offense, someone mentioned vacation plans. Mia laughed. "Ethan surprised Lily with Paris tickets last week. Can you imagine?" Everyone looked at me. I just smiled. "Yeah, wild." She added, "So romantic." I said nothing. What was I supposed to say? I wasn't flying anyone to Paris. I paid my share, rent, groceries, date nights, all on time. Then came the Instagram posts. Slowly, her feed filled with quotes about ambition, leveling up, and not settling. Stuff like, if he wanted to, he would. Always vague, but sharp enough to feel aimed at me. One night, she asked if I'd ever thought about switching careers. "I like my job," I said. "Good hours, decent pay. Not constantly stressed." She just scrolled on her phone. "But don't you want more?" "More what?" "Just more," she said, without explaining. I didn't push. I tried to keep things normal, inviting her over for dinner, cooking for both of us, laughing over a show. But patterns kept emerging. It wasn't a bad day or a random comment, it was constant. She seemed to keep an invisible scoreboard of everything guys around us owned, earned, or posted online. One morning, I drove her to work because her car battery died. She glanced out the window. "Ethan just got a Tesla. It parks itself." "Good for him," I said. Then she added, "Wouldn't it be nice to have a car that drives for you?" I looked at her. You don't even trust me to parallel park. You think a robot's better." She smirked, but didn't laugh. It was clear she wasn't joking. At first, I wondered if I was overreacting. People talk about trips, promotions, and new cars. That's normal. But with her, everything became a comparison. She'd scroll through her phone while I cooked dinner. Mid-meal, she'd sigh, "They're in Greece right now. Look at this view." I'd nod, "Cool." Then she'd look at me. "Don't you want to travel? See the world?" "Sure," I said. "When it makes sense." Wrong answer. She wanted me to drop everything, max out credit cards, and take her on some trip we couldn't afford, just so she could post it online. One Friday, she wanted to redo the bedroom. Showed me a Pinterest board full of white walls, fancy plants, and furniture that looked like it belonged in a museum rather than a real home. "We can get new bedding," I said. "Maybe a lamp." She frowned. "Lily's place looks amazing. They hired a designer." Money wasn't even a question. I was on the floor, measuring for a cheap rug. "Yeah, must be nice," I muttered, keeping at it. She didn't post a single picture of the finished room. Guess it wasn't magazine-worthy. Then came the job stuff. I like my job, steady hours, decent pay, good people. I'm not climbing some corporate ladder like it's life or death. But Mia started asking more about promotions. "When's your next review?" she asked one night while scrolling. "In a few weeks," I said. "Do you think you'll get a raise?" "Probably." I wasn't lazy. I fixed things around the apartment, cooked most meals, paid my half on time. I even got back into running, not to impress her, but to feel better. Sometimes it wasn't even about Ethan. It was some guy from her office, or maybe Lily's brother, or some random guy she followed online who kept posting pictures of fancy dinners with those hustle culture captions. One night we were watching TV, and there was a character living in this enormous penthouse. Mia leaned back and said, "Imagine living like that. Floor-to-ceiling windows, city view. That's the dream." "Nice place," I said. She turned to me, eyes narrowing slightly. "Don't you ever want more than this?" We were sitting on a couch I bought, in an apartment I furnished, while she scrolled Instagram all day. "Depends on what you mean by more," I said. She shook her head like I was missing the point. Some days were okay. We'd cook together, catch a movie, maybe go for a walk. She'd even laugh at my dumb jokes sometimes. It wasn't like we fought every day, but even the good days had a scoreboard hanging over them, like her birthday offense. I had booked a nice place, had dessert brought out with candles. She smiled, took pictures, and posted them online. Then there was the night out with friends at a bar after work. A group of us were at a table, music playing, people laughing all around. The conversation shifted to jobs. One guy bragged about a big bonus. Mia leaned in, asking questions like she was doing a magazine interview. Then she glanced at me and said, "Alex likes his job. He likes keeping things simple." The emphasis on simple wasn't exactly flattering. People gave awkward smiles. "Yep," I said. "I like paying rent on time. Big fan of that." A few people laughed. Mia didn't. Later, she told me I was way too calm about everything. "What's the alternative?" I asked. "Freaking out all the time." "You never want more," she said. "Or maybe," I replied, "I just don't need other people's lives to measure mine." She didn't answer. She just went back to scrolling her phone. By then, I knew it wasn't really about cars or jobs or vacations. It was about her needing life to look a certain way so everyone else would think she was winning. And apparently, I wasn't helping her win fast enough. Emma got engaged in June. Big party, rented hall, music, everyone dressed up. I was actually looking forward to it. Good food, open space, people I liked. Mia, of course, looked amazing. New dress, styled hair, heels that probably cost more than my entire outfit. On the drive there, she played music and talked endlessly about Emma's ring, how Ethan supposedly helped Luke pick it out. She said it like Ethan had personally invented diamonds. I just nodded and kept driving. At the party, maybe 40 people were there. Laughter, music, everyone talking over each other. I found a table near the middle with some co-workers and a few of Emma's family members. We ate appetizers, exchanged small talk. A guy started bragging about his new car, others jumped in with work bonuses, typical one-upmanship disguised as conversation. Mia leaned in like she was front row at a concert. Then, out of nowhere, she said, "Alex keeps things simple. He's not into all that status stuff." She smiled, but it wasn't a kind smile. It was the kind you use when you're actually insulting someone but don't want to sound mean. A few people chuckled awkwardly. I took a sip of water. "Yeah, I like my car starting when I turn the key. Big fan of that feature." That got a laugh from a couple of guys. Mia didn't smile. Later, Emma gave a speech. Everyone clapped, cheered, raised glasses. Luke hugged her, they kissed, people whistled. Nice moment. As soon as the music picked back up, Mia leaned over and said, "Ethan told Lily he's planning Paris for their anniversary. So romantic." I nodded, eyes on the dance floor. She added, "Can you imagine being surprised like that? Just whisked away somewhere." "Sure," I said. "Sounds fun." Clearly, that wasn't the reaction she wanted. Half an hour later, I was talking to one of Emma's cousins about a new barbecue place downtown when Mia walked over mid-conversation and said loud enough for everyone to hear, "So, Alex, when are you getting a promotion?" "Ethan just got another one." The cousin looked back and forth between us like he wanted to disappear. I shrugged. "No idea. I don't keep score." She laughed this fake laugh that made the whole table uncomfortable. "Oh, come on. You should want more than this," she said, gesturing at my shirt. My shirt? Like my button-down was the reason we weren't on a yacht somewhere. The cousin muttered something about drinks and left. Can't blame him. We danced once after that, half a song, before she stopped, saying she was tired, and went back to scrolling her phone at the table while I got us water. When I returned, she showed me a picture on her phone, Ethan and Lily at some rooftop bar, city lights behind them, him holding her waist, her laughing like a perfume ad. "Look at this," Mia said. "He just took her there randomly last week." "Cool," I said, sipping my water. She walked in, gave the gift a quick glance, muttered a thanks, and then immediately went back to showing me pictures of Lily's apartment makeover. Money wasn't an issue, she said, repeating what Ethan had told the designer. I just nodded, brushing sawdust off my hands. By that point, I wasn't angry anymore, I was just tired of arguing. If Ethan's lifestyle was what she wanted, fine. I wasn't going to turn into him. Our anniversary fell on a Friday. 3 years. I reserved a table at that little Italian place where we'd had our first date. Cozy spot, candles, same guy still running it. Not flashy, but solid food and good memories. I thought maybe keeping it personal would matter. I got there early, made sure our usual table was ready, ordered her favorite wine, and even wrote a card. Nothing cheesy, just a few lines about how much I appreciated her. She showed up 12 minutes late, wearing a new dress, heels, makeup like she was stepping in front of paparazzi. I told her she looked amazing. She said thanks, sat down, and immediately pulled out her phone. While we waited for appetizers, she scrolled through Instagram and showed me a photo of Lily wearing a necklace so huge it could blind drivers. Ethan got this for her just because. No holiday, no birthday, nothing. I nodded. Nice. She looked at me, eyes sharp. You don't think that's romantic? I shrugged. It's just a necklace, I said. She rolled her eyes. It's the gesture, Alex. Giving your partner the world. I glanced at the wine I'd ordered, the table I'd booked for our first date, and the card burning a hole in my jacket pocket. None of it seemed to count. Dinner arrived. I reached into my pocket and decided it was now or never. I slid a small box across the table. Got you something, I said. Her eyes lit up for a split second before she even opened it. Then she saw the necklace inside, a simple silver chain with a tiny pendant, something I'd picked because she'd always said she liked subtle jewelry. She held it up, examined it like it was homework, and then dropped it back in the box. Oh, it's nice, she said. In that way people say, interesting, when they actually hate it. Not your style? I asked. She shrugged. It's just, Lily's necklace has real diamonds. Ethan got it custom-made. I nodded slowly. Right. Well, I actually paid for this one without taking out a second mortgage. She smiled, but it wasn't a real smile. "It's fine. Thank you." I kept my voice steady. "What do you want from me, Mia?" She didn't hesitate. "I want what Lily has. A man who doesn't just play it safe, who actually gives me something to brag about." She gestured around the restaurant. "This is fine, but fine isn't enough. I want more." The waiter cleared our plates. She leaned back, crossed her arms, and said loud enough for the other tables to hear, "You're comfortable, boring, predictable. Being with you is like dating a couch." Smug like she'd won something. I put my fork down, calm. Let it sit. Seat coolers, Paris, the scoreboard, fine, but a couch. "Okay, funny," I said. "I was thinking the same thing. I need a woman, not a high-maintenance Yelp review." The smirk vanished. I set cash on the table, enough for dinner and a generous tip. "Enjoy the next guy, Mia," I said, standing. "Can't wait for the sequel." She blinked, like she hadn't processed it yet. "Alex, sit down. Don't be dramatic." "I'm not," I said. "I'm done." People at the next table were staring like we were live entertainment. Mia noticed. "Can you not do this here?" I looked around. "Seems like you started it here." Her face flushed. "So that's it. You're walking out?" "Yep." I grabbed my jacket and passed the waiter bringing dessert menus. She followed outside, heels clicking on the sidewalk. "You're seriously just leaving?" "You made it clear what you think," I said. "Oh, come on," she said. "Every guy wants to spoil his girlfriend." "That's normal." "Sure," I said, "but not every girlfriend treats her boyfriend like he's competing with Instagram." She crossed her arms. "You're overreacting." "No," I said. "I'm done reacting altogether." Her tone sharpened. "So you're breaking up with me because I want a better life?" I laughed once. "Better? You mean shinier? Louder? For show?" She glared. "Sorry, I don't want to live small forever." I stared at her. "Small? I work. I pay the bills. I take care of things. What you want isn't a life, it's a highlight reel." She looked away, jaw tight. A couple walked past, laughing at something on their phone, arm around each other. Mia watched like she was missing some secret. "So that's it? 3 years, and you just walk away?" I shrugged. "Ended it at the table?" "I'm just leaving, like you wanted." She scoffed. "You're unbelievable." "No," I said. "I just finally believe you." She didn't follow me. I walked to my car, drove home, packed a duffel bag, and crashed at my buddy Chris's. "About half a day," she texted. "We need to talk." I ignored it. Next day, I went back while she was at work. Packed my stuff, clothes, shoes, books, laptop, the few things that were actually mine. Left the furniture, dishes, wall pictures. I wasn't angry, I was just clear. By the time she got home, my closet was empty. She called twice. I let it ring. The second text. "So, you're just leaving after one fight." One fight, right? Next weekend, I signed a short-term lease on a small one-bedroom. Nothing fancy. Mattress on the floor, boxes against the wall, desk for my laptop. Quiet. For the first time in months, no one was comparing me to anyone. Felt like I could breathe again. We broke up in early June. I woke up Friday in my new place. Mattress on the floor, half-broken blinds, fridge empty except for water, no TV, no couch. Just quiet. Felt better than the last 4 months combined. Started simple. Groceries, cheap pan, basic furniture from Marketplace. Fixed the blinds myself. The apartment was nothing fancy, but it was mine. No one hovering over Instagram posts while I hammered shelves into the walls. That first night, I cooked pasta, ate sitting on the floor, and watched a movie on my laptop. No one giving running commentary about how Ethan had taken Lily to the theater on opening night. Just quiet. Pure quiet. By Saturday morning, I had signed up for a 3-month gym membership. I was not trying to impress anyone. I just had time. No one draining me with complaints about square footage or dream vacations. I started going after work every day. Weights, treadmill, nothing fancy. The first week was rough, The kind of sore that feels right, like you are rebuilding something inside you that had been falling apart for too long. She texted me on Tuesday, "We need to talk." I did not reply. That night she called. I let it ring. 3 days later, she wrote again, "You are acting like a child." We had one fight. One fight. By the second week, I had a rhythm. Work, gym, groceries, crash. The landlord had said I could paint the living room, so I did it myself one Friday. White walls, clean floor, a couch from a thrift store, a lamp from Target. Altogether, maybe $100, but it looked better than anything she ever managed with her Pinterest boards and endless complaints. Emma texted me, "She is losing it. Keeps telling people you overreacted." I replied, "Yeah, packing up all my stuff was definitely an overreaction." She sent a laughing emoji and another message. Ethan and Lily had invited her out last weekend. She looked miserable the entire time. I did not respond. End of week 2, she called again. This time I listened to the voicemail. "Alex, this is stupid. We should just talk. Everyone fights. You cannot just leave like this." I deleted it. Third week, I saw the first real signs she was moving on. Emma told me Mia showed up at some rooftop bar with Ethan's friend Ethan, finance guy, designer suits, the whole package. Perfect. Exactly what she wanted. I kept building my life. Took on a freelance web project for some extra cash. Spent a Friday morning helping my brother move into his new house, then hit the gym that afternoon. I was not posting anything online, but word spread. People started hearing I was doing all right. Better than all right, actually. One night, Emma called after a group hangout. "Ethan is a jerk," she said. Talked about himself for 4 hours and then called Mia high maintenance to her face. I laughed. Bet she loved that. She looked like she might cry. Emma said, "Not my problem." I said, "Exactly." Week 4, I bought a reliable used car. Nothing flashy, just dependable. My old one was on its last legs anyway. Later, Emma sent me a screenshot. Mia had posted a picture with Ethan at a steakhouse. Caption, "Living the dream." At work, my boss asked if I wanted to join a new project team. Higher visibility, maybe even a promotion someday. I said yes, not because I cared about climbing a ladder, but because I finally had the energy to put effort into something. Friday afternoon, a friend invited me to a small get-together. That is where I met Lena. She was not flashy, jeans, hoodie, sneakers, but she smiled easily, asked real questions, and never brought up anyone's salary or travel plans. We talked about music, hiking, and volunteer work she did on weekends. She laughed when I told her about Mia complaining about a necklace I had given her. "Sounds exhausting," Lena said. "Yeah," I said. It was. By the end of the month, my apartment finally felt like a home. Couch, bed frame, TV stand, a few plants I bought because Lena said they made a space feel alive. I posted one picture of the living room, just the space, no people. Clean, calm, simple. Emma said Mia saw it and went quiet for the rest of the night. Third weekend in a new place, I cooked dinner for Lena. Pasta, salad, nothing fancy. She said it was great. After she left, I stayed at the table for a while. Same food, same wine glasses, same city outside the window. The difference was that for the first time in a long time, I was not waiting for someone to tell me it was not enough. By end of August, word came back that Mia and Ethan had officially crashed and burned. Emma told me at a group dinner that he had told her she was high maintenance and not worth the trouble, right to her face. I laughed. "Guy sounds like a poet," I said. Emma smirked. She did not take it well. Stormed out and blocked him everywhere. But yeah, she was single again. I just nodded. Not my problem. Next weekend, I ran into Mia by accident at the coffee shop near my gym. She wore sunglasses that practically hid her face. I was sitting by the window, drinking black coffee and scrolling through emails. She spotted me, hesitated, then walked over. "Hey," she said. "Hey," I replied. She looked around like everyone in the cafe was watching. "So, you are just done talking to me?" I shrugged. "Seemed like you were busy with Ethan." Her jaw tightened. "That did not work out," she said. Emma sent me a message. Mia saw your post. She asked if you were seeing someone and looked annoyed when I told her yes. I typed back. She had made her choices already. 3 days later, Mia called me for the first time in weeks. I let it ring until it went to voicemail. Her voice sounded soft, almost unsteady. Alex, we had something good. I messed up, okay? I miss you. Can we talk? I deleted the voicemail before finishing it. The following weekend, she tried to catch me off guard. She showed up outside my building while I was coming back from the gym. You have been ignoring me, she said. Yeah, I answered. On purpose. She blinked, like she was not prepared for honesty. After everything, you cannot even talk to me, she said. I already know everything that mattered, I told her. At that restaurant, she frowned. So that is it. 3 years, and you just replaced me with some girl you barely know. I shrugged. Replaced? More like upgraded, I said. Her mouth actually fell open. She spun on her heel and stormed off. 4 days later, Lena ran into Emma at a game night. Mia was there too. Emma told me afterward. She looked like she had bitten into a lemon when Lena walked in. Lena did not brag or show off. She just talked, laughed, and helped clean up. Meanwhile, Mia sat scrolling through her phone like a shield. 1 night later, Emma called me. You will not believe this, she said. Ethan and Lily got engaged, she continued. Big ring, huge post. Whole thing went viral. Let me guess, I said. Mia is furious. More like sulking, Emma said. She keeps saying she wasted time on the wrong people. I did not need to ask who she meant. By the mid-September, Miles was gone, Ethan blocked, and Mia was back to posting cryptic quotes about finding herself. Lena and I went hiking next weekend. We took a few pictures at the top of the trail, not for showing off, just because it looked nice. She smiled the whole way down and talked about trying a new recipe later. No drama, no comparisons. That night, I got another text from Mia. We were good together. You know we were, she wrote. I typed back, we were convenient for you. That is not the same thing, she replied. No further response. 1 week later, Emma invited us all to a barbecue. People from work, friends, family. Music in the background. Kids running around. The grill going non-stop. Lena and I arrived together carrying a tray of pasta salad she had made that morning. Simple but good. She set it on the table and started talking with Emma about the recipe. I saw Mia by the back fence, sitting in the shade with a drink, scrolling her phone like always. She noticed us. Her face changed quickly. Shock, then annoyance, then tighter when she realized Lena was laughing with Emma. We made a plate, grabbed drinks, and joined a few friends near the grill. People asked how we were doing. Work was going well. Gym was paying off. Apartment finally looked lived in. Nobody mentioned Mia except Emma. Quietly, when Lena went for more chips, Emma whispered, She is watching you like a hawk. Might say something later. I shrugged. She can say whatever she wants. Half an hour later, she did. Mia walked over while Lena was talking to Emma's husband about the grill setup. So this is why you did not answer my texts, she said. I looked at her. Hello to you too, I said, nodding at Lena. You move on fast, huh? She asked. Fast, I replied. You were seeing Ethan before my stuff was even out of the apartment. She crossed her arms. That was different, right? Because you did it, I said. Her jaw clenched. We had 3 years, Alex. 3 years, and you just replace me with the first girl who smiles at you. I shook my head. You still do not get it. This is not about her. It is about you showing me what really mattered. And it was not me. Lena returned, holding 1 sodas. She handed me one, looked at Mia, then at me. Everything good? She asked. Yeah, I said. Just catching up. Mia glared. You think you are happy now? You think this. She waved at Lena. The barbecue. Everything is better than what we had. I looked at Lena, calm, quiet, not making a scene. Yeah, I said. It is. That hit her. She laughed once, sharp and bitter. So you are just settling because you could not handle a real woman? Lena raised an eyebrow but stayed silent. She did not need to speak. I looked at Mia. I am not settling. I am finally seeing clearly. She opened her mouth, closed it, and tried one last time. You know you will never find someone like me again, she said. I nodded. That is the point. People nearby went quiet, pretending not to listen but definitely hearing everything. Mia noticed, her face flushing. This is pathetic, she snapped. You think you are better than me now? No, I said. I just know I am better off. She stood there a moment, waiting for me to apologize or react. I did not. She scoffed and walked off toward the parking lot. Emma shook her head and went back to flipping burgers like nothing had happened. Lena handed me my soda. You okay? She asked. Perfectly fine, I said. She is the one leaving angry. That is new. Lena smiled. She does not like losing, does she? Nope, I said. But this was not a game. Not for me, anyway. The rest of the barbecue went normally. People ate, talked, and laughed. Mia did not return. Nobody seemed to miss her. Lena and I helped clean up. She carried dishes inside while I folded some chairs. Walking back to the car, she asked, "Do you regret any of it?" I shook my head. Not anymore. She showed me who she really was. I finally believed her. On the drive home, windows down, music low, Lena talked about planning another hiking trip for the next weekend. No drama, no tests, just plans. I thought about the past few months, leaving the restaurant, packing my stuff, the silence after the late-night text I did not answer, and the calm that followed. For the first time in a long while, my life did not feel like something I had to defend or explain. It just felt like mine. We got back to the apartment. Lena put the leftover pasta salad in the fridge, kicked off her shoes, and asked, "What movie do you want to watch?" "Yeah," I said. "I heard." She crossed her arms. "You do not even care, do you?" "Not really," I said. "I am too busy enjoying the peace and quiet." That hit harder than any yelling ever could. She walked out without getting coffee. Lena and I started hanging out more. Movies, hikes, simple things. She did not care about Instagram posts. She laughed at dumb jokes, asked about my work, told me about hers. She never mentioned other guys or what they owned. One night after a walk, we grabbed takeout and ate on my couch. She looked around and said, "This place feels calm, like someone actually lives here instead of just taking pictures of it." "Thanks," I said. That was the goal. Meanwhile, Mia tried round 2 of the apology tour. Texted late at night, "I miss us. We should talk." I ignored it. Next day, "You cannot just cut me off forever. That is not fair." I typed back, "Life is not fair. Ask Ethan." She did not reply. Emma told me Mia showed up at another party with some guy named Miles, another finance type, more expensive watch than Ethan, the whole replacement Ethan vibe. He did not last long either. Emma texted me one night later, "Miles said she talks too much about herself." They fought in the car. Messy. I laughed. The first week mid-September, Lena and I went to a small art festival downtown. Live music, food trucks, paintings set up along the sidewalks. I posted one picture, just the band on stage. Nothing personal. "Don't you ever want to do big romantic things?" she asked. I looked at her. I was literally there, dancing with her at a party, dressed up, buying drinks, having a good time. She shrugged like none of it counted because the Eiffel Tower wasn't in the background. On the drive home, she was quiet for a while. Then she said, "You could try harder, you know." Try harder at what? At life. Promotions, trips, something exciting. "I like my life how it is," I said. "Not everything has to be a competition," I added. She crossed her arms. "You never want more. You're just comfortable." That word again. Comfortable. Like it was a crime. I stayed quiet the rest of the drive. The next day, she acted like nothing happened. Talked about the weather, sent memes, asked what I wanted for dinner. But something shifted for me after that party. It wasn't just her comments anymore, it was that she wanted an audience. She wanted people to hear her compare me to Ethan, like she was auditioning for a better life. A few days later, she sent me a picture of a resort. Lily said, "This place is amazing. Ethan's thinking of booking it." I looked at the price, a 6-night package worth more than my car. She watched me, waiting for a reaction. I handed back the phone. "Looks nice," I said. She sighed like she was dating a disappointment. Next weekend, I built another little shelf for her plants on the balcony. Took me 4 hours, drilled it into the wall, leveled it carefully, made sure it was sturdy. I looked around at the place. Clean, quiet, simple. No scoreboard, no comparisons, no one waiting to tell me it wasn't enough. "This works," I said. She smiled. "Yeah, it does not." And that was it. No begging or second chances. Just a line drawn, a door closed, and another one already open. For the first time in years, I didn't feel like I was chasing anything. I was exactly where I wanted to be.